This way. You realize we're moving away from the soft state.
Yeah, we're taking the long way.
Now I'll see why you're always late. I'll take him out.
No.
Cobra 1 to Cobra 5, over.
Received Cobra 1.
Get to the conclusion. We have activity, over.
Copy that, Cobra 1. Shit.
Where to now?
Up.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Up here?
Where are you off to?
Just exploring our options. Sit tight. Well, she certainly lives up to her reputation. Here we go.
Oh, shit.
Sorry about that. How about we avoid cracks from now on? Okay, good deal. Up ahead. Shit.
There's some cheap office supplies if you want them.
You're always this talkative on the job.
Yeah.
Above you.
One less problem.
Tough shit.
Indian Christian.
Is that it?
No, just looking.
Doesn't bother you. These are all Indian artifacts.
It's not my fight. Salah and the tiger. Maybe he's closer than I thought. I'll just borrow this.
Fraser,
Mm-hmm.
come here.
That looks promising.
It's locked.
Not for long.
What was that name?
Western Ghats, Hoysala territory.
Shit.
No, it's all right. Nothing we didn't already know.
Time to go.
Oh wow.
Nadine Ross. What a pleasant surprise.
How many watches he got on?
Careful, brothers. This tiger's got claws.
The soft.
Oh, all these years. And you haven't aged a day.
You're too kind.
Are you looking for work? I hear that Shoreline's under new management.
Temporary setback. Nothing like contender.
Of course. Pity though. My men and I could use someone of your caliber. Why are you here? And this isn't your area of expertise.
It is a nice collection, I must say.
Oh fuck.
Chloe Fraser, collector of antiquities.
A thief? You're working for a thief.
Sir, we have a situation.
I'll be right there. The disc.
Oh, right, about that. At first, I mistook you for just an average rebel. But you have managed to find the Hoysala Empire. It's not bad. Their greatest treasure, the Tusk of Ganesh. Now that's not an easy find. 3 Persian invasions, 3 separate wars, and all these years later, no one has found it.
We're close.
You're lost. And the only chance you have of even narrowing down its location is to find someone who can help you crack this artifact.
Someone with an extensive knowledge of Hoysala society.
Exactly.
An expert in their culture and history.
My rates are reasonable.
A parasite who exploits our struggle in order to fatten her pockets.
So that's a no. Felt like a no.
You've got balls. I like that. But I don't need any more so-called experts. Shoot them. Throw their bodies in the river.
No need. We'll throw ourselves out.
After them! On me! Through the window! Come on! We need to get across the river! This way! In here! Quick! What the hell was that back there?
Messy but effective.
You were going to sell me out, weren't you?
It's called improvisation. God, who's being unprofessional now?
What the hell is that supposed to mean?
It means you let Asav get the jump on us. I'm starting to wonder whether you're worth the 50%.
I knew it. You were going to give me up. Guess the limpet can't change his spots.
You know nothing about me.
Fair warning. Last person who betrayed me wound up dead. There's your river.
Yeah? And your guy better be there.
Shit! Yeah, well, time to go. Come on! Right away! Oh, this is dangerous! Oh, no!
I don't know.
Fuck you! Lang! Come on! Yeah. Keep moving. Watch out!
We're going down.
Louder, go!
type shit. True.
How are we going out there?
On schedule. Should hit land in about an hour.
Great.
The Tusk of Ganesh. No wonder the Hoysala capital was ransacked. Look at this thing. Any luck?
I don't need luck.
I'd say we can use all the luck we can get.
Are you still hung up on Asav's so-called expert? Don't worry.
If God's not the guess already, he'll be right on our heels. Plus, he's got weapons, transports, hundreds of men.
Like I said, don't worry.
Looks like some kind of key.
Maybe. Let's see. Okay.
God. Goddamn.
The trident
Yeah.
was Ganesh's weapon.
Nice cinematography,
Bow and arrow.
if you get what I'm saying.
Parachute. And the axe was a gift from Shiva. The Great Battle.
What?
The battle in which Ganesh lost his tusk. I bet we find these symbols. We find the tusk.
Not bad, Fraser.
Yeah, well.
You thank my dad for that Hindu mitzvah his thing. It rubbed off. He must be proud.
Sun's almost up.
I'll go get ready. Nice work. Nearly there. There's a long way to go to settle an argument. Just for my peace of mind, all right?
Well, nice view. Look. How weird. I'm sorry I doubted you, Chloe.
Is that Salah?
Hoysala. It's not a modern structure, so we're definitely on the right track. What?
I don't like it.
You don't like anything.
No. We've gone nearly 100 kilometers with no sign of a Sov.
Glass half full, maybe we got the jump on them.
Unlikely.
I'll find the tusk. Asav's on you.
Understood. You back the car?
Yep. Ah, right where I left it.
Game's beautiful, bro.
Amazing landscape.
Hell yeah. Damn.
Yep. My tree bridge fell. Can you make it across? Working on it. I'm fine, by the way. There you go. Okay.
Is it the V-Sync?
Still down there?
Yep. Still here.
Great. Just checking. Here, give me your hand.
I'm good, actually.
Okay. Want me to draft?
Nope.
I don't mind.
I do. It's a control thing.
Sure.
Let's just enjoy the serenity, shall we?
Got a dumb question.
So much for that.
How do you know the tusk is still there?
It would have turned up in a museum or something by now, right? Plus, I haven't seen any Hoysala exhibitions.
I've never even heard of the Hoysala before this job.
Yeah, well, that's the fault of their last king, really. Young, reckless, flaunted his empire's wealth, built a new capital in town, and then led the Persians right to their doorstep.
And now?
And now,
But I did, didn't I? I did take that shit. All right. I got gas, man.
Hey, look! Flamingo convention.
Why this shit not going at goddamn? What else we got running? This. Like, what else is it?
See your way forward?
looking.
That shit's still not going 60. Okay, there we go. We hit a turn on that DLLS. Yeah. Oh yeah, we good. Yeah, we good. See? Yes, sir. About to say, yo, nah, we getting at least 60. Hell no. This old ass game? Hell no. We good. We Gucci.
Refreshing. Could have warned me.
Well, where's the fun in that? So, quite nice to be outdoors, isn't it? Away from the city. Quieter. You come back here often? No, not really.
We're up ahead. Go down.
Well, look at this. Hoysala ruins.
Can we get through that gate?
I'll check it out.
Fuck.
What have we got? Halabadu and Balor.
I thought these were Ganesh and Shiva.
Someone's been paying attention. Ganesh was the guardian of Halabadu, the newer of the Hoysala capitals. Shiva was the guardian of the former capital, Balor.
The stonework is beautiful. But this isn't much of a defensive wall.
Sculptor's quarters, by the look of it. We're still on the outskirts.
Didn't take you for an archaeologist.
That would be my dad, actually. I'm just a thief, remember? Hey, is the rental equipped with a winch?
Looks that way.
Great. I'll make short work of these gates.
Thought you're just going to pull them down.
That's the plan, unless you've got dynamite.
This is your gig.
Take that as a no. Right. That should do the trick.
Razor, move! It's an ambush!
Shit!
Take cover!
Thanks for the heads up.
Let's go. Yes, sir. Can I get the ammo? They drop ammo? Nah? Yeah. Let's go. Got a little AR.
Where were we?
You were about to pull down an ancient gate.
Yeah, I was. And there we go. Give me a second.
I can wait. You know, we do have a path.
Where the fuck? Where you gotta go, man? Oh, stop charging? Oh, let's go. Suck her toes, dog. I ain't gonna lie. I'll probably suck her toes, dog. I ain't gonna lie. I'll probably suck her toes, dog. I ain't gonna lie. I'll probably suck her toes, dog. I ain't gonna lie. I'll probably suck her toes, dog. I ain't gonna lie. I'll probably suck her toes, dog. I ain't gonna lie. Oh my god. Where are we going? What the fuck did I do that for? This is not the right way.
Thought your feet could use a break. There we go. Made it.
Type shit.
Stop.
Well spotted.
Yo,
Probably
Porky
carrying
McDonald.
with him. Might even be more inside already.
Hey, I'm flattered that he's taking us so seriously.
We need to get through that gate.
All right, well, slow down. Gotta take care of these jokers first.
You have a plan?
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah, sure.
Here goes nothing.
Saw something.
God damn, that was a fail. That's kind of crazy. They won't let me get the grenade no more? Oh shit. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Silence pistol, let's go. Let's go. Almost a fail. Is that it? There's more? Where?
Shit. What was that? All right then.
Oh, hell. This'll make a racket.
Careful.
Always.
Right. Back to shotgun. I'm perfectly capable of driving, you know.
I'm sure you are, honey. I just prefer to.
Oh, it's a lot of ground to cover. True, but unlike your
The Western
son,
Ghats.
we've got an advantage. The three symbols. Let's have a look at the map. Okay, let's see. We are right about here. I can mark it up as we go. Check out that tower. Bet you could get the lay of the land from up top.
Maybe.
Okay, I'll keep an eye out for assault.
Perfect. Not that I'm too worried about him, though.
You should be. We won't have the advantage of surprise again. Don't think he's expecting much more.
Wait, is that a compliment? That sounded like a compliment.
His guys are idiots, but Asolv is... We just need to stay the hell away from him.
Never understood the appeal of people like Asaf.
Easy. He finds men who are weak and offers them power. Gives them purpose. Where are you
Purpose.
going?
Want to climb it with me?
I really want to, but someone should keep watch for us horses.
Good call. Up and away. Easy does it.
All right up there?
So far, so good.
Why can't I back up my text messages on Google Cloud? Let's go, bro. Oh shit. King, my bad, Brody. My bad, Brody. I was backing up some shit on my phone. My bad, King. Bro, this ain't Uncharted 2. Bro, I ain't gonna lie, bro. I know that, but I ain't gonna lie. Uncharted 2 had the most viewers, so I ain't gonna lie. I definitely clickbaited that shit for sure, bro. My apologies, bro. I ain't gonna lie. But yeah, my bad again, bro. I was goddamn looking at my phone, bro. Let me try this shit, man.
Uh-huh.
That's not straight up. Oh, type shit.
Nearly there. Here's our 3 symbols. Well, that took less time than I expected. Shiva's axe. Let's see here. Aim right at those Hoysala ruins. It's an old fortress, tucked into the mountainside. I'll just mark that on the map with an axe. And behind door number 2. Huh. Wonder what that could be. For future reference. Let's see what's behind the Trident Falls. Another old fortress, just beyond those waterfalls. Trident mark on the map for you.
Type shit. Question is, how do I get down? I go back up here? No way. Alright.
Last but not least, the Bodor. And another old fortress, sitting smack dab in the middle of the lake bed. I'll jot a bow on the map in that spot.
Type shit. We have water over there, bro.
Whoa. Guess I should have looked for a call button before climbing up.
Well, was it worth the climb?
And then some. Found the 3 symbols.
Really?
Yep. Each one was pointing towards a different fortress. Those will be the best places to look.
Perfect.
True. What's the question mark though?
How'd you get tangled up with the Saab anyway? Purpose?
Rather not go into it.
He certainly seemed to have a thing for you.
Don't remind me. Proved useful at the time, but... Yeah.
Do tell.
Rather not.
Maybe over drinks?
Not enough alcohol in the world.
I should regret the D type shit. Straight and they go left.
Yeah.
Right, you're the military expert. What's the Saab strategy here?
He spread out his men, hoping to stop us in our tracks. Not what I would do.
So what would you do if you were a Saab?
Besides lose the beard, hang back, let you do the heavy lifting, then swoop in and grab up the tusk once you've done all the hard work.
Devious?
Practical. Mitigates a lot of risks.
Lucky you're on my team.
Yep, you are. I'm a little surprised Assault's not doing the same thing. Maybe his expert knows more than we think.
Right. All the more reason to wrap this up quickly then.
Up here. Can I go up there?
Look there. One of Asav's trucks.
Looks clear out here. Interesting circular motif. Like the disc. We're definitely in the right place. Check it out. It's Ganesh's trident. Matches the symbol in the tower.
Ganesh, remover of obstacles.
True.
That's very good.
Figured if we were looking for his tusk, I should read up on him.
Okay, well, he's a good one to know. You pray to him when you start something new or need to clear your mind of doubts and worry.
Ah, remover of obstacles. But why the elephants?
Not yet.
Let's keep this
Waiting on
quiet as
Cobra
long as
8.
we can. Copy that.
Goddamn elephant. Let go.
You? Same. Nothing. Look over there. I am checking here. Got it.
God damn. Confused. My efforts. God damn. I did not know it was this many, dog. Not gonna lie. Sheesh.
Hey, down there.
Come on. Now. Have anything? I had no luck. Okay, you go that way. I will look this way. Okay.
They keep moving, bro.
On the left. I have nothing. I will go over here. You go over here. Be careful.
That was a waste of bullets, though. I ain't gonna lie. Shit, what else they got? Silas pistol? Yes, sir. Let's go. Let's go.
Watch it. Nothing here. You go far. Go check there. Then look here. Sure thing.
Oh, I thought I saw a laser sight, bruh. I swear, I'm like, bro, am I tweaking? Or was that a laser sight? Alright, but where that laser at? Is that him right there? Yep. Alright. Can we get to him? Yeah, ideal. I can pop him from here.
Nice. Shotgun.
Yeah, I'm gonna hit him from here. Most definitely, son. Good shit. Good shit, Nadine. Good shit, good shit. I'm gonna hit him. I'm gonna hit him. That shit faulty as hell. Let's go. Let's go. Headshot, yeah. Ain't no tall grass up there though.
They've seen us, Fraser!
That's my bad. Not a bad place to get caught though. Together.
I think that's a lot of them.
Yeah,
Alright?
see?
I'm fine. Apart from working for a reckless treasure hunter. Okay, where to next?
Good question. Let's explore.
What do you suppose this place was?
Hard to say. A fortress? Not the right layout for a temple.
What's this? Don't know. Seen a few of them around.
Yeah, another silenced pistol, no. True. Ain't that right, boo? True. Where are the other ones? In these tower thingies? These ain't them? What the fwat? Move, lady. I knew that.
Okay, that's not it. Nor this. What's the trick here?
What? Looked like a button.
Yeah, I just wanted you to have a go at something.
And now they open up. Type shit.
Here goes nothing. That's a good sound.
One of the spokes on the wheel just turned around.
Huh. The locks are retracting when I turn the wheels.
So then there's probably 5 in total.
4 to go then. How about too.
Hey, here's another. I'll get it.
Okay. Okay. What about like up on these? Nothing?
Found you. Only one left.
What's up here? What is that? Okay. So about that. Right here?
Last
Bet.
but not least. Do it?
Okay. Back to the big wheel thing.
Big wheel thing?
Whatever the archaeological term for it is.
Big wheel thing works.
You did it.
You're damn right I did. Oh, come on.
Looks like we're going under.
Rightio. Ah, here we go. Oh, looky here. What are you willing to bet?
Told you it's some kind of key.
Gold star for you. Now let's see what it does.
What is it? Ancient Hoysala jigsaw puzzle?
Ah, of course. I'm making a trident.
That's it, right? Oh shit.
It's Ganesh.
Hello, sir.
Now what?
Now I guess we turn this crank and see what happens next.
Think it's safe?
You know that treasure hunting is not a good gig for the risk of us, right?
Neither is being a mercenary. Difference is when I pull the pin on grenade, I know what's going to happen next.
My way's much more fun. Did you hear that?
You feel that? Teresa, look at that.
Holy hell. There's a massive relief carved into the side of that mountain. And you were worried we were going to turn that crank and die.
Guess it's good I've got an archaeologist's daughter with me. It must have been fun growing up, eh?
It had its moments. I learnt a lot. Hoysala Empire was kind of his thing. Took up a lot of his time, though. Me, if I go digging for treasure, I better make a buck or two.
Sure. I don't take big risks without a good payday.
I imagine so. Like running an army, huh? That's a big responsibility.
Second nature. It's my father's company. He retired, I took over.
Family business.
Made a real mess of it. Not you should know. You and those Drake brothers are close.
Yeah, well, it's a conversation for another time.
So, where to next?
There's the fort marked with an axe on the mountain there, and that fort marked with a bow in the lake bed.
Suppose I should have asked about the Drakes before I took the job.
Not much to tell. I know Nate pretty well, Sam less so. He seemed to just appear out of thin air. Last one back to the Carbides dinner.
I brought MREs.
You're no fun.
Incoming reinforcements.
Figures.
Brothers, where are you? See? You're free. Ross and Fraser might still be here.
And that's that.
Man down here. Safety's off.
Come on, man.
I'm clear. You?
Safe. Nothing.
Search there. I'll check here.
Got it.
Yeah, they ain't finna find shit. Come over here. Oh, no, I can't even. I gotta double tap him.
Found anything? My area is clear. Look over there. I'm checking here. Okay.
Hang on. What? I'm right here. Let's go.
Let's go. Let's go.
I'll go around. Going out. You should not have crossed that.
Let's see. What are you doing, you dumb? Let's go. Let's go.
All right, we're clear.
For real this time.
You handled yourself fine, all things considered.
All things considered. That's high praise coming from you.
It is.
Type shit. Oh, true. Let's go.
So, mountains and lake.
Yes and yes.
Okay. So. Should go straight.
Hey, just so you know, Nathan Drake is no longer in the picture. You don't have to worry about him.
I had my concerns.
Why do you accept my offer?
I'm not one to look a gift horse in the mouth, especially with everyone wanting to see me first.
I hear that. But on the plus side,
Oh, there's a plus side?
oh, when people have low expectations, it's much easier to take them by surprise. As far as I'm concerned, this business is tough enough on your own. You have to take any advantage you can.
The stars aren't over there.
Hey, they're for my door.
Fraser, they've made us!
Get them.
What the fuck? I don't know.
Here goes everything.
Damn. Damn. They blew our shit up.
Up there. Watch it.
Where are we? We don't gotta stop here though.
That's the move, my boy! Take it out!
They're on top!
We getting for this place for real.
Think we've lost them. She who fights and drives away lives to fight another day. Why do you accept my offer?
I'm not one to look a gift horse in the mouth, especially with everyone wanting to see me fall.
I hear that. But on the plus side,
Oh, there's a plus side?
oh, when people have low expectations, it's much easier to take them by surprise. As far as I'm concerned, this business is tough enough on your own. You have to take any advantage you can.
True.
You always worked alone?
Mostly.
How old were you when you started?
Young. Learned quickly enough I needed to let people think they were getting their way, and then I could get the upper hand.
Too subtle for me. I always preferred the direct approach.
Yeah, whatever works, I say.
Where the flippity? It's right here, right? This is where we're going to, right? We're going to the different ones. All right, so bet. How we get up there? True.
Shit, this site's compromised.
Oh, true. True.
Look up there. Parashurama's bow. Spotted this on the tower, too.
So, Parashurama.
Parashurama?
Parashurama. Right. Who was he again?
Okay. Sixth avatar of the god Vishnu. A fearsome warrior. Trained in the martial arts by Shiva himself, but only after conquering the whole world to convince him of his worthiness.
And I thought I had it bad.
Let's get it, man. Let's get it. I'll say less. I should just get this now for real. Oh shit, that's new. Oh shit, so Gamescom is still going on type shit. So they might have more shit today, bro. My bad.
Well, everyone, it's time for us to go and take a look at the Samsung Galaxy S21 and see how this particular phone holds up in 2025. Now, the thing I would definitely tell you about this particular phone is, number one, this is one of those phones that I look at as probably still being a fairly good, solid device in a lot of different ways. I think with something like the Samsung Galaxy S21, this is one of those phones that I looked at, and I would genuinely think that this is still a decent device in, a majority of ways, but there are some other areas of this phone that probably strike me as maybe a phone I wouldn't recommend people to buy. Now, we'll take a look at all this confusing kind of back and forth a little bit throughout this whole entire video, and you'll see exactly what I mean. But if at any point you want to pick up the Samsung Galaxy S series of phones that I would recommend buying this year, links will be down in the description below. You can get them from there, and you can help support the channel at the exact same time. Now, starting off with the outside of the Samsung Galaxy S21, on the front side of this beautiful phone, you're getting a 6.2-inch dynamic AMOLED display. Now, with this type of panel, I will definitely tell you, it is a panel that still looks pretty good. It doesn't have the brightest panel of all time, but it's still 1300 nits of brightness, is decent for a 2021 type of device, so we kind of have to keep that in mind. But also, this phone is still giving you 120Hz display, so that is in and of itself another really nice thing going on for this phone too. Having that type of display architecture here is really nice, and I, for one, I'm a really big fan of having that type of capability within this type of display. So definitely when it comes down to the front side of this phone and the way it looks, it definitely gets a thumbs up for me, without a doubt. Now you're still getting kind of this like aluminum side, which still feels pretty good. You're getting a USB Type-C port on the bottom of this phone, which is always still nice to have. I love USB-C. And you are essentially going to be getting that here within this type of phone as well, which that again is a really nice thing to have. Now, on the back, this was kind of the confusing thing going on for this type of phone. I don't know why Samsung did this, but they did put a frosted plastic bag on the back side of this particular phone. So I'm not really 100% too sure why they ended up doing that. I think that in and of itself was a very, very funny thing. So I'm still kind of confused on why they did this. But regardless of that, this phone still, I would say, held up fairly well for the most part on the exterior. This phone was still basically, giving you things like that, reverse wireless charging, which was really nice. So that was a really nice thing to have. We were still getting IP certification on this phone as well. Triple camera setup on the backside. And overall, when you take a look at the outside of this phone, it still looks good, but it does miss out on a few things that a majority of phones have nowadays. Number one, this phone is missing out on things like a frosted glass back. You're missing out on that inside of this particular device, which is kind of unfortunate. It would have been way better had we had a actual capability there, but fortunately we did not get that on this type of device, which was kind of unfortunate. Now, on top of that, the panel on this thing, we now have phones that are giving us like 3000 nits of brightness, so right there is another thing we might be missing out on. But even with those things being said, this phone still holds up fairly well for the most part, even from a body standpoint. From a price tag standpoint, this is probably one of those areas where people really, really love this phone. With the Samsung Galaxy S21, this phone is costing about $191. So that's on Amazon right now. And that's a pretty decent price to pay for a phone like this. You have to remember, this is a pretty cheap price for a phone. And if you're going to go through and, if you're thinking about when this phone first came out, this device was a pretty expensive phone when it first came out, and it's now, substantially cheaper. So that is a really, really big thing and a really nice thing going on for this type of device when it comes down to it. So personally for me, if I'm looking at a phone, this is kind of a big thing going on in my personal opinion when it comes down to it. Now when it comes down to the camera side, you're still getting that triple camera setup on the back side, 12 megapixel wide, 64 megapixel telephoto, then a 12 megapixel ultra camera. So this is another really cool thing going on for this type of phone, right? Because you're getting a 4K at 60 on the front and the back, but you're also getting 8K capability on the back side as well. This is without a doubt a really nice thing going on for this type of phone. And just going through and having that type of capability, like going through and having that type of 8K capability on the back, I think is a really, really nice thing to have. And I personally think if I'm going to go through and if I'm going to pick up a phone, it is a really nice thing to basically go through and get that type of capability. So personally for me, I think if you're still looking at the Galaxy S21, one of the biggest advantages for this type of phone is the fact that it looks this good and it performs decently well for the most part, especially from a camera side. iPhones still cannot do 8K capability, right? So that is another big thing kind of to keep in mind there too. So I think at the end of the day, from a camera side, although this thing's not perfect, I think Samsung did a really good job with this type of phone, and I think for the most part it's still worth considering from a camera side for sure. But that kind of takes us into this one area of this phone which does kind of, sway things a little bit, and that is with the software updates. So we're now in this situation, which is a little concerning, where this phone is basically kind of done getting software updates. So this phone, it started off with Android 11. Maybe it's going to get Android 16, but we're on Android 15 right now. And that kind of puts this phone in an interesting spot because this phone may not necessarily be worth buying to get Android 16, where this phone is basically kind of, sway things a little bit. And that is with the software updates. So we're now in this situation, but it's still worth considering from a camera side for sure. But that kind of
What is this?
takes us into this one area of this phone which does kind of, sway things a little bit, and that is with the software updates. So we're now in this situation, which is a little concerning, where this phone is basically kind of done getting software updates. So this phone, it started off with Android 11. Maybe it's going to get Android 16, but we're on Android 15 right now, and that kind of puts this phone in an interesting spot because this phone may not necessarily be worth buying if you're planning on getting a phone like this because this device is going to be in the situation where it's like already kind of done getting software updates. So, you know, when you're going through and, you know, getting a phone, you have to think about, like, you know, why buy a phone if it's already done getting software updates, right? Like, why buy a phone if it's already done getting software? And that
Yeah. Oh, where's the car, man?
Coming. Copy that.
True. Hold on, bro. Yeah, man. Let's Oh. Well, damn. Could do that. Yeah. Is that the right one? Oh my god. Oh yeah, I got Spyro. Could play that. Yeah, we going up for sure. For sure we going up, bro. Hold on, bro.
If horror games have proven anything, it's that almost all enemies fall to the twin-tube sudden compromise machine known as the shotgun. But what if that game also involved grave guzzlers, enemies that armor farm their fallen friends unless you burn the bodies? Oh, and somehow there's time travel involved, and horribly designed helmets. That's Chronos, set to launch on September 5th, 2025 for PC, PlayStation, Xbox, and Switch 2. This is a third-person survival horror game, and Chronos drags players into a bifurcated world split between two Polands, the industrial grid of 1980s as the world collapses, and a future already beyond saving. You're the Traveler, a glorified temporal janitor working for the Collective, which may sound like a self-righteous Discord filled with supposed video game leakers, but here they all have a mission. Your mission? Clean up the change. A post-human disaster that's left the timeline smeared with orphans, mutant hybrids that regenerate. And like real orphans, the only way to deal with them is fire. Because if you don't, congrats, you just upgraded them. In typical Bloober fashion, there's always a duality to a title. And as I sat down to spend many hours with the preview, I noticed it right away. Always a moment when sprinting away from some slaughter custard to reload a weapon causes you to think just for a second, what the hell is worth so much that I'm here doing all this? So let's step in and I'll explain to you what it was like playing this game for preview. Horror movies always fascinate me, not because of their ability to warp the natural into the unnatural or the unnatural into the supernatural, but that so many times the protagonists are usually so goddamn stupid, traipsing into disaster. If you're over 15 and choked to death on soft serve ice cream, I sort of think you deserve whatever happens. But games are different. That interaction with the characters, the player's ability to control the experience and slowly investigate, and the feeling of just competence porn that you can display. Against whatever horror is there, even the scariest, most dire of games, there is usually always a feeling of hope. And then some vein yogurt grabs you in a bear hug and you realize hope is only one letter from nope for a reason. And the same opposite ends of success is what Bloober Team is going for this time. In Chronos, the opening of the game has you coming out of a deck-ahead run, almost like a mini subdiver, exploring the bottom of an ocean. And the game's appearance, the murk, all of that reinforces that foreboding continuity, as well as that almost underwater feel. Stitched together by static-laced helmet chatter from some unknown overseer, the story is delivered to you in little bits of monotone speech, and you're consistently wondering what's going on as you move from place to place, fight enemies, continue to search for the humans that the Collective wants, and always looking around the game world to make sure that all those dead bodies that are laying everywhere don't get sucked up and hoover damned into an armor of +10 against foreign future invading. And as you're uncovering the mysteries, one of the first things you realize is you can adjust some particular areas via time, reversing them. So, for example, bringing a bridge back up or raising a destroyed floor that's collapsed into a destitute basement back up into the original location 3 floors above, rising you like some kind of evil elevator into the unknown. Up is down, down is up a little bit here. Sometimes where you go seems like it's going to be ultra dangerous, but there's nothing there. It's a quiet area. It's sort of sprinkled with just nothing. And then in another area that appears to be absolutely quiet turns out to be the most dangerous. There's no more easy example of this when you go around a corner and you suddenly hear what almost sounds like 2 balloons being crinkled and warped as if they're half full and rubbed against each other, and you realize it's a poisonous, cancerous growth growing off the side of a wall. And that's one place where I could say Chronos exhibits an almost Dark Souls-style heredity. In these moments where ambushes or the feeling of them exude an almost tangible, very real feeling of dread, but they do remind you a great deal of the moments in Dark Souls where that happens. But this Poland is so dangerous regardless of where you go, whether it be enemies or traps or just what I'll talk about in a second, which is the consistent inventory management. No matter where you go, you're always looking out for that next place to save, that next little spot. And yet, if you go too fast, trap. So you really do have to watch out. The exploration itself, regardless if it's ultra dangerous or quiet and you end up going to a spot and sort of surprised you didn't meet a ton of enemies, it's always bookended by these lighthouse kind of hidden checkpoint locations. Each one of them allows for you to not only stash items, and those stashes are of course available anywhere else, so you can basically put stuff in there and get it at any other base. But also it's a place for you to have the ability to sell some items to known vendors and get some cash to upgrade your weapons, as well as to just get some of the one-off items the game has, including the fire grenade, consistently looking at what upgrades you do and don't have, and then deciding to go back out. But what I liked here is everything really did count. So for example, when you're upgrading, cores don't come often enough, and only a couple items use those for their upgrades. So the idea of spending one to get more inventory slots is directly contested against spending one to upgrade your suit's ability to withstand a puncture. And I gotta tell you, there's one thing, when somebody says that your armor is gonna protect you, hey, I get it. It's a completely different feel, though, when they tell you that the armor is going to stop whatever's outside from getting inside. And you know what? I don't want that to happen. You can also upgrade the suit's total carrying capacity of resources. So it's not just the slots in the inventory, it's how many resources you can carry, which allow for you to construct while on the go. And then you have your weapon, which can be switched out quite easily by a button on the keyboard or a flick on the gamepad during the actual gameplay. Each has the ability to upgrade not only their true actual total damage, but in some cases the charge time, your total ammo, and your reload speed, as well as other things. Not necessarily surprising levels of upgrades, but I will say, other than damage itself, most of them are quite impactful. Damage alone only went up a couple points, and you never quite know exactly how many points it's actually going to do because the monsters don't have life bars, which I'm okay with. You consistently have to just sort of decide, is 70 much better than 80, or is charging it up more quickly more useful? The other upgrades, though, were impactful instantly. The ability to reload faster can be a godsend. The ability to have more ammo, another godsend. The ability to charge up your handgun even faster to take down an enemy can be the difference between standing over their corpse and dousing the entire place in purifying flame as you just cackle away, to watching the reload screen come up and jumping back to a checkpoint.
True.
As far as I got, the one thing I can guarantee you is that the enemies are distinctly the expected, at least in form. What you see here is the plague's taken over. It's turned the remaining humans, in this case, into something called an orphan, a biological evil, a mix of warped humanity, flesh walls, and biomass that's been corrupted by whatever plague has come before. This also plays into the actual gameplay itself. For example, there are dead bodies laid around the game world, already corrupted but not moving around. And that's where the game's merge system comes into it. If you don't take out the orphans that are on the ground laying around, or make sure to burn the bodies of the enemies that you killed, you can end up battling an armored, shambling, tentacle-wrap-looking freakish creature that becomes more difficult to slay or more difficult to take down. Not necessarily faster, but it doesn't really matter because something that's 2 tons of shambling flesh is going to do some damage to you anyway, even if it's moving at like 6 miles an hour. So that constant movement between understanding the enemies you need to take out and looking around to verify enemies that are on the ground means even the most silent, quiet, and what appears to be peaceful location can turn into a slaughter fest. And some of these locations make even slower enemies worth a bit of planning anyway. So far, the game's world's environments are tight enough that throwing a fire grenade down on the ground can give you just a moment to reload or rethink how you're going to do things, or in cases like myself, be fast like a freak, sprint off, and hide somewhere. This also means that the shotgun, which is a point-blank problem solver, up close into enemies will usually kill them in one shot, or at the most 2, even with the most notoriously bad aim. The handgun, as I said, is a bit different depending on how you use it, so let's talk about this as a weapon and a tool. Headshots, of course, matter more, and taking out a leg can drop an enemy to the ground, also offering a bit of a moment for you to move off, reload, and come back. However, you can also power up the handgun, which does a great deal more damage holding the button to charge it up. Or you can plink off a couple shots into explosive canisters around the world, and maybe waste less ammo at the risk of possibly waking up more of the orphans that are laying around the game world, like kids all drink juice boxes and are having low sugar nap times. What I liked about this is it caused me to pay attention to the environment more than I have in a lot of other horror games, because those bodies that are laying everywhere are sort of like mini power-ups for the enemies. Enemies also drop power-ups
True.
as you expect, and you're consistently always looking at trying to figure out your inventory. And that brings up that tense feeling. The fans of inventory Tetris are going to really like this, realizing you only have 5 spaces in a 10-item location, where you need to get some parts so that you can create some shells, but at the same time you're a little nervous about dropping something, especially because you can hear a creepy balloon scratching away somewhere. That tenseness never really goes away, consistently there, and so you have to jump into and out of the inventory, which is luckily
You
just
going up,
one
though?
button press, which I definitely liked. Sometimes as you're fighting an enemy, you'll find a Kiosk that drops those grenades. Sprinting around in a circle as this haphazard thing follows you, you might end up clicking a button to open the Kiosk, but of course, like giant steel Kiosks, all apparently do, it opens at the speed of a friggin' 1980s garage door, meaning fucking slow. And you're consistently fiddling and fingering and fumbling your way through the game. You'll run around in circles and trying to get back to it. So you circle around the pillar, hope to draw it with you so that you can 360 around it, grab that fire grenade from the drop, throw it at your feet, and stun the enemy. The gameplay loop is pretty simple. It's really explore, find safe house, move story along, and find living beings in the game that are important collective. There's no real sneak, and the main character moves like a donkey choking bow blockages. Weirdly enough, though, while weight is there, I never actually felt trapped, even as heavy as the character moved, and even as the almost wasted up-close punch attack consistently frustrated me. I've always found myself hammering a couple shots to the orphan's dome and then running off to find another save spot, or to find one of the important human targets for the collective. The game also looks good while you're playing it. This is a mishmash of different styles of games all put together. There's going to be moments where you play it and you feel like it's familiar right from the get-go, but there's something about it that really spoke to me. There's something about the idea of exploring this older city and looking around, consistently trying to find these people and reading different stories about what's occurred to them via all of the different notes laid around. I love the look of the game, as I said. Not only does it run quite well for a preview, though there were a couple stutters here or there, the game's use of not only light and dark, but also discrete use of fog does bring you memories quite quickly of Silent Hill, which this team is also working on. But at the same time, there's almost a Dead Space feel to a lot of the locations and the armor that your character wears. Whether that bothers people or not is going to be up to you. Slowly exploring between buildings and seeing advertisements that celebrate a sale right next to some menacing sign that warns you about staying away from buildings builds up that world narrative without having to show you a bit too much. And it's then when the otherworldness seems to continually add to it. And because a lot of this city is based on a real city, there's a feeling of geography here that works. Not always, because they've made some changes for the fiction itself, but overall. If there's one place I did notice some issues with Chronos that were sort of stark in contrast with other areas, and that's the texture detail. There were particular times the enemies themselves, in fact, actually more so than anybody, they had that organic feel, which they should, but didn't necessarily have the discreteness or the level of detail on them. And it was quite noticeable compared to a lot of the other parts of the game world. Now, this is a beta. I'll let that pass. What I won't let pass is the stellar music, and I have to bring this up. While it's surprisingly lean, and I mean super surprising, only in the fact that the developers have also discussed how much work they're putting into the music, I was quite surprised how good it is, and that for a great deal of the time, it's not playing.
Looks pretty cool.
But when it is, what is here is excellent, tense, absolutely nails the setting. I'm sort of wondering how the continued game is going to feel when it comes to the audio, because as I was playing, I love the audio effects, I liked the voices, and I really did like the music. I just, one of the few times, found myself wishing, hey man, I almost wish this would play more. It It doesn't always have to in a lot of these games, and many times it just adds a moment of poignancy to some horrific scene or some visual wonder, but I liked what I heard here and would love to hear more of it. The same can be said about any of the characters in the game. I love the character that you talk to while you're exploring, and your own voice has this monotone feel to it. And there is an amazing opening scene for this. I'm not going to spoil too much of it, but think the newest Blade Runner and some of the wordplay that goes on when testing. He's a synth that pops up, and I adored that. It consistently gives you this odd feeling of exactly what are they testing and why are they testing? A mystery that will probably take the full game to actually uncover. And weirdly enough, uncovering is what a lot of this preview did for me. Every horror game ultimately resides and sees ultimate success within its pacing. That delivery of tenseness and horror, hopefully alternating by moments of respite and pause, building up and then ebbing back down. Now, combat usually burns off some of the tenseness, travel and exploration can add to it. So far in Chronos, there's been a number of different feelings I've had, and it's made me wonder, did I go the wrong way? It seems like there aren't a lot of enemies in some locations and more in others. A slower, longer plotting exploration here or there that I didn't expect. Discussion between myself and the entity in the helmet comes at times where sometimes it's really busy on screen and I couldn't necessarily pay super close attention to it. But then there are other places where the combat continued to grow, and these particular situations aren't always meted out in areas you would think. I like the surprise, I just don't know how it's going to work throughout the full game. For example, the first time I really delved deep, yes, there were enemies there, I took them out, but as I continued exploring this area, I felt like, you know what? This is a place where I expected there would be a lot of enemies, and there weren't. However, another open area, almost a park of sorts, felt like that damn thing was pregnant with danger. There was just enemies everywhere laying across the ground, or I call them enemies, but they were possible enemies. Just a discrete, diseased birthing factory of different bad guys laying on the ground that could be woken up or sucked up by somebody who came by if I ended up pulling an enemy to them. That tension built because they didn't stand up, they didn't attack, they were just there on the ground. And that's when you realize that the gameplay idea of the merging, that they are there but not necessarily complete enemies, just those upgrades for the enemies themselves, and the enemy merge and makes them more powerful, caused me to care a great deal more about traveling and understanding exactly where I was in any particular moment. A lot of times when you see a dead body on the ground, you don't have to worry about it. But in Chronos, you actually do. You have to identify it. Do I want to use resources on these on the ground? Because that might end up stopping an enemy coming after me. And that particular location in and of itself was one of the great examples of how Chronos may end up feeling different if it continues to build on that. Different doesn't always mean as good. People might not like it, but I enjoyed that change. Going down there, walking past all those dead bodies and seeing my first explosive canister, because apparently everybody just leaves 50-gallon drums of gasoline everywhere, even in a post-apocalyptic world, made me look around, memorize each one and each spot where an enemy body was. They didn't come. I explored more, and yet the enemy still didn't come. And as they continued to not show up, I started to get more and more tense, wondering exactly, why is this so quiet? Something that a lot of games have actually ended up instilling in us. Right at the moment that I was thinking to myself, this place is absolutely safe. I must be here to just get some items. I started breaking stuff, thinking I don't need to worry about any sound. I ended up finding one enemy in the spot who was still alive. Once that actual encounter combat started up, it escalated from there. That same 1, 2, 3 I talked about, running around, trying to make sure I didn't lead it too near a body, or trying to make sure I could get it to this 55-gallon drum. That was awesome. But I will say this, my time at the preview for Chronos was a mixed bag for the same reason. Not necessarily the difference between, say, good and bad, but long exploration mixed with tense moments, and not quite sure knowing how all this is going to fit within a full game proper. And if, honestly, it makes a ton of sense. I enjoyed a great deal of what I played, and even these couple hours that I spent, I dare say, was more enjoyable than my time with the Medium's entire title. It just really was. It feels like Bloober Team has picked up a lot of ideas they've got from other games, and games they've made as well as played, and movies, and put them all together. But that mishmash...
Optimizing game files.
Doesn't always work out. At times, I did feel that the game didn't necessarily have its own identity, and I want to see how that identity mets out over 8 to 12 hours versus just these two. I will say this, as I got to the end stage area of this preview, there was some stuff that popped up that I really did like. I just need to see if it all ends up coming together. If there's any problem with the game, I can see that many dislike it would be that pacing. I would say that while those locations, they're all interesting to look at, and there's a tightness to them that's definitely a Dark Souls style to the levels, almost a framework. If you understand what I mean, you're good to go. If not, just be aware of that. A lot of the locations might open up into a branch to the right or left, but those...
Type shit. That was gonna be a minute.
The next generation of Jedi.
Oh, what
We
happened?
seek a dangerous fugitive.
Oh.
This is no common anarchist, but a devotee of the treasonous.
Whoa, no, I already... Wait, what?
Looking
Wait a minute. No. Why did it go to new game? Why did it go to new game? What was that? Did I not save it before? What? What's going on, man? Hold up, bro. Hell nah. What the fuck? I'm about to be mad as hell if we gotta do that shit again, bro. Did it not give me an option for continue, bro? Hold on, man. Oh, I'm tweaking. Definitely tweaking. Definitely tweaking. Oh, man. Tweaking for sure. That's on me. Fine grease. Let me make sure the goddamn visual still visualing. Bet. That is supported though. what Ultra look like. Shit. That's pretty cool. Not gonna lie.
Good time to review our gear. I could definitely work with that.
What's the mission? I ain't gonna lie. What's the rumor? This way? This way?
Count yourself lucky you can't smell.
What is this? Alright.
Check it out, BD. Priorite.
Continue exploring the galaxy to discover this treasure. And who finds it valuable? Okay, okay, okay. How do I... This way? This is where we came from, right? Oh, okay, that's where we came from. Okay. What's this? Oh, this way maybe? Oh, true. I knew that. I knew that. How do you... Let's see, where is that, bro? Ew! When approaching spines that cover our grandma's entire spherical body extended outwards. Betraying all threats, as such they are known as spikers by the locals. They are easily dispatched but are mostly content to let strangers be if they are in turn left in peace. Not overly aggressive but painful to touch. No shit. How did I zoom in so fast? God damn. Get it. Oh shit.
These creatures were killed by blaster fire.
Dead Gorgers. True. God damn, hold on, how'd I do that? Oh, where that room at? I was just looking at. Oh yeah, yeah, straight.
Oh, let me just catch my breath. Gotta be a way out. Somewhere.
Been here a while. Maybe they're one of the missing prospectors.
Damn. Damn. Okay.
down here. Let's look.
The fuck? The exposed ribcage of an enormous creature. Markings on the bone structures indicate this was picked clean by some ravenous predator. Something bigger than that is crazy.
Look at this rib cage. Think the Bedlam Raiders would pay for fossils? Oh no.
Gotta be one of the missing prospectors, buddy.
Prospector was hunting for treasure down the cave, but ran into something large, unexpected, and deadly. Rancor? I don't know. Taking my dog. What's good, Brody? How you feeling, man? Message needs approval. God damn, bro. What the hell you said, bro? What the fuck you say, bro? Hold on, man. I gotta open my Twitch, bro. Just say it like in a PG way so I can see what you said, bro. What am I, lifesaver? Survival. Oh, force for sure. For sure. Hold on. Telekinesis. All these like stop being lazy type shit. You gotta figure this out. Shit, man. It's all good, bruh. Channel energy. Calorie gains more force when he defeats an enemy. Type shit. What you got planned for the weekend, bruh? We good. I ain't gonna lie, I feel like this shit's like way easier than the first one. Down here. I feel like I'm about to get into a fight, bro. Dang, Rancor? What is it? Caught it. Rancor. Type shit. Did I find a Rancor in the last one? Oh my god. Oh my god. R1? What does R1 do? What is this? Oh my god. Take the fuck out of me, boy. What is that? What is that blue thing? Oh my god. Oh, he got me? Oh, RIP, bro. Type shit. I'm glad there was a save point right there. God damn. What was that little blue thing on the ground, though? Alright, so hold on. Yeah, what's that thing in the back, bruh? Hold on, man. Let me get the shit. Hold on, bro. What is it? Oh my god. What is this? Oh, unavailable. Bro, why did... Type shit. Alright, man. Oh shit. See, I'm gonna keep doing that, just throwing my saber. What you talking about? How do you block? Oh, no. Ah, I didn't mean to get that. Woo! Yeah. I don't want to get close, bro. Oh my god. How do you like dash? Is there a dash? Oh my god, no. Is that one hit? Is that one hit? Fuck. Son of a... I hate this game. I hate this game. Okay, wait. Is there like a, is there like a dash forward? Okay. Nope. Lunging strike. Honestly, yeah, I probably should change it to single. Probably should, for real. Oh no! Got off rip. Bro, why is this a... Why is that a one-hitter quitter, bro? Why? Alright, bro. I didn't mean to even get that. Why is that just randomly there? Oh my god! Can he come through that? Yes, he can. Son of a bitch. Gameplay laggy, bro. Damn, for real? Fuck, man. Good luck, bro. I wasn't even hit. I'll probably have to change the goddamn... whatchamacallit? Resolution. Good luck, bro. I wasn't even Oops. Hit. Let's see how bad it is. Oh yeah, it's like it's hell, goddamn. What the fuck? Okay. Well. Oh, probably because I'm streaming at